Hey, I'm Mike from ZIma Media. You may have heard a lot about the evolving climate of remote work and how it's changing so quickly. It's hard to adapt, and how can you take advantage of this in your organization? Today, I'm going to blast out 3 myths about working remote. And we're a remote company here at ZIma Media, and I can talk a little bit to this with a high level of expertise. And I'm going to share these 3 tips because we keep hearing so much negative communication about things that are just not true. And I'm going to bust out these myths right now. Remote workers are less productive than office workers. That is not true. A recent study by Harvard Business Review said remote workers are 13.5% more productive. Maybe we're not spending time in a car, maybe we're not distracted by our coworkers, maybe we're not distracted by our coworkers having client calls because the open office policy has led to a lot of distractions. So it's hard to stay focused at work. If anything, there's more distractions in the office, in the modern office today, than there are at home. There is ball pits in some of these organizations, these cool tech pits. I don't think a ball pit would be very feng shui in my office. And believe it or not, this is an office. I am in an office, and this is where work occurs. So that myth is busted. This one I hear a lot. Working remotely is lonely. That goes in the conversation of being an entrepreneur and how it can be a brutally lonely place. But those two can map together, but working remote, if you're just a contractor or a solopreneur, it doesn't mean you're lonely. In our climate, we actually have a whole team where we can connect with on Slack, on Google Meets, on GoToMeetings. There's technology that bridges the gap and allows us to collaborate. And what's really interesting is we care more about each other because we have to go that extra mile to get to know each other. In an office, I can sit next to Barry all day. I don't even care what Barry has for lunch, but I'm more interested in finding out about my team and what they're doing because there is a level of communication that has to happen that transcends client communication, because at the end of the day, we're all working together. We all have to like each other. And you know what? We do like each other because our conversations on Slack evolve into meme battles. That happens occasionally. And you know what? When I crack a smile, it makes all the difference in why we're here working remotely together and collaborating. Busted! One of the things we keep hearing is being a remote worker is a lonesome affair. Your mental health can be at risk. Those are all myths. That is not true. A recent Gallup poll said that remote workers actually feel more connected to their team because of a lot of different things. And one of those things is technology. Technology allows us to bridge the gap between our clients, our customers, our internal team. We can have quick discussions, and it happens rapid fire. And with these technology, nothing new, Slack, Google Meet, Hangouts, GoToMeeting, this is all around, and people in offices are actually using it when they can empower themselves to be remote. But what happens in our organization is we have to go that extra mile in order to connect with people within our organization. And this is how we get to learn each other and how we get to meet each other. And you know, it gives us a level of confidence in the work that we do, because I can be sitting in an office with Barry. Barry could be eating a sandwich. I don't care what Barry has for lunch, but I'm more engaged and more interested in my team and remote team as we grow our culture. And occasionally the Slack channel devolves into meme battles. And you know what? At the end of the day, if it makes me crack a smile, it's all worth it. Again, busted! Remote workers don't have a dress code, so it's a pajama policy only? Not true at all. You cannot be in your pajamas all day and do work. That's just gross, right? Like, that's just common sense. You don't do that. Honestly, if it's laundry day every day at your house, I'd be worried. If you're sitting in your pajamas all day, I would think you're depressed, and I would reach out and be like, hey Barry, what are you having for lunch? Like, I really want to know this time. Like, just really try to reach out and making sure that you're okay. And that's not true. Like, we don't sit around. Maybe we sit around in shorts because it's comfortable. Maybe the weather is nice. It depends on where you are, where our team is located. But honestly, that's not the case. You have to jump on client calls. We're constantly connecting on video chat. And we have to actually present ourselves the way we feel comfortable in how we want to present ourselves. However, it is a perk where you don't have a dress code. If you want to exercise wearing a onesie for a day, you totally have that option. I'll think you're a little strange, but if you want to, it makes you happy, go for it. It's not written anywhere that you can't wear a onesie, so go ahead. Again, are you wearing pajamas at work? No. Do you have to have a dress code to be successful? No. Again, Busted! So these are some of the 3 myths that we see in a remote culture. That's obviously not true. It's someone's trying to meet a deadline and write some articles and do some catchy, BuzzFeedy headlines. Not the case. You actually have to talk to these organizations and ask them what they're doing within their culture. So if you have any questions about remote work and how we handle remote work, drop a comment in here. I'll be happy to leave a note. And in the meantime, make sure you subscribe too, and I'll talk to you soon.